Goodbyes are never easy. They're harder with old friends. Jacob Lenard has been with KOAM for 10 years, sports director for the last 8. He's moving on now to pursue a new opportunity, but first, Jacob and I sat down to relive some moments and renew some memories. Jacob Lenard, 10 years ago, you were a kid, a little bit baby-faced. You had hair that was not just on your chin.
I remember 2 things from when I started here. I remember walking into the studio and thinking, oh, they only see what you're supposed to see when it's on TV. There are so many cables and lights and other things around here. And the second thing I remember, the first time I walked into the studio, because I had grown up in Southeast Kansas and watched you and Doug on TV, I remember thinking, those are their actual voices. Those aren't put on news voices. And I remember thinking, how cool is this? And working here with you guys, I thought, that's Dowe Quick and Doug Hetty. Do not screw this up. News was not what I got into this business for, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I was very good at it.
The new system will cost the city about $500,000, while others say that stands in the city limits would be more convenient.
And it wasn't just as a news reporter. You eventually got experience doing weather.
Most of us sitting right now around 30 degrees cooler than what we saw yesterday.
You wanted to drift into sports. Why is that?
I tell this story all the time. When I was in high school, one of my basketball highlights made it on this station. And I remember thinking that was one of the coolest things that's ever happened to me, and it meant so much to me. And to know that I had the possibility to do that for other kids and so many kids in the area, I thought that sounds like something I want to do.
So that was a teenage Jacob Lenard.
Yeah, I think
as a sports highlight.
Funny part is, my name wasn't on the roster, so they said, this guy's name isn't on the roster, but nice move. And so it was still cool, even though it wasn't my name. It was my highlight. June 2015, it feels like the start of like a new life for me, because I became the sports director here, and within a week, my son arrived. I have a 7-year-old son now, who's about to turn 8, and so yeah, it was a new job, the job that I wanted, and having my first child. So looking back, that was the start of a whole new journey for me, both professionally and personally.
And in fact, Keaton, now about to turn 8, as you say, is part of the reason that you're moving on from this position. Maybe you could explain that.
He's starting to be out there playing soccer and playing basketball and playing baseball, and it's hard for me to be out covering other people's kids and highlighting other people's kids and being at other games when I know my own son is playing somewhere else, and I only get one shot really to be a dad and to be there and to be the best I can at that. And it's important. It's as important as this job is to me. That's more important to me at this point.
You talk about the memorable moments out on the field. There have also been a lot of memorable moments that have occurred right here in this building.
Yeah, I've had a lot of memorable moments in this building, and some of them have been pretty funny.
Johnny, hold on, man. Let me do my sports, okay?
Why is that?
Cue Jacob Lenard.
I've worked with a lot of great people here who have made it memorable and a lot of fun.
And I know you've mentioned there are a lot of people you'd like to thank.
My wife and my son, they've allowed me to do this job at the level that I've wanted to do it at this whole time, and that does mean a lot of time away from home and a lot of miles on the road. So thanking my wife and my son for what I've been able to do the last 8 years, it starts there. And so many coaches and athletes have been so helpful. I appreciate getting to work with people like you and Doug. Like I said, I grew up watching you guys, and to share the desk with you guys in this time, I've learned a lot, not just professionally, but personally, about being a good professional and being a dad, and it's meant a lot to me. I just hope people take away the fact that I cared, like I legitimately cared about this job, and I cared about them. And I hope they take away the effort that we put into to make sure girls and women's sports were covered equally here. That's meant a lot to me in my time here. For whatever they think I might have done for them, they've paid it back so much more than anything I could have done for them, with just the happiness and the fun and the joy I've had on this job and the anticipation of coming to work every day. that they've given me. I know I'm always going to be, you know, a part of the station here, and always going to be a part of KOAM, and KOAM and you guys and our viewers here are always going to be part of my life. And I look forward to seeing you guys and to seeing everybody out and about. I still hope people come up and, you know, want to visit and want to talk about sportsmithing from here on out.
Now, Jacob's going to join us here on the set live in person a little bit later to tell us more about his plans and for a final goodbye. But first, Chloe's up next with weather.